Reports and more, here's Emily Falkenberg with KLBK's Ag Journal, sponsored by FiberMax.
Hi there, welcome back to this week's Ag Journal. I'm Emily Falkenberg. Now, usually by this time of year, most cotton is already harvested, but as of right now, only about 30% of cotton in this area is off the stalk. I spoke with a local farmer who says the weather delays have caused a lot of stress.
I mean, everybody's anxious to get it over with.
Thanks to moisture in September and October, the Thanksgiving goal of having cotton harvested is come and gone, but a sea of white still surrounds fields around the South Plains.
When we first started harvesting, it was just a day or two, and then some more rain set it back, and everyone was getting uptight and worried if it was going to stay in and not ever let us in the field.
And when the clouds finally cleared, producers like Scott Harmon are working in overdrive to get it out of the field.
But it's coming off the stalk pretty fast now, and everybody's flying through it, and that may be because there's not as much out there as people thought, and it doesn't take as long. You don't have to stop and dump as often.
After the drought and late rains, most growers didn't have high expectations coming into harvest.
I mean, when you're deciding how much you're going to water, you've got to get your crystal ball shined up and decide how much is it going to rain, how much help are we going to have, and we essentially had no help.
And while Harmon says the cotton is not as good as they want,
when it rains on it and that lint gets wet, exposed like that, there is some discoloration that happens, but
it's not as bad as they expected.
We're worried about it discoloring the cotton, but that doesn't seem to be as bad as it could have been. A lot of it was still in the bowl and hadn't opened up yet, so there's no discoloration on that, so the grades are pretty good for the most part.
But after this year, Harmon says he's already got his eyes on 2019.
Yeah, we're thinking we're set up for a good go next year, but things may change, but things look better than they did going into this year.
Now, Harmon says as of right now, they're hoping to get all of the cotton out of their fields by Christmas. After a farmer was killed in a motorcycle accident, the town of Lamesa is coming together to help the family harvest his crops. E. Lee Harris left behind his family, friends, and his cotton crops. And today, more than a dozen farmers came together to harvest his cotton. Now, these farmers took the time away from their own crops to work all day to get these fields harvested. And his family says it's a humbling example of neighbor helping neighbor you won't see in most places.
It's very humbling. When I pulled up and saw the pickups and the strippers and the stuff, I cried, but it was a sweet cry. Everybody is just absolutely wrapped their arms around us.
The farmers will be back out there until all of his cotton is harvested. Now here's a look at some events happening around the South Plains. The Mallett Event Center is hosting the Circle P Rodeo this Saturday. You can find more information at malletteventcenter.com and mark your calendars because the 40th annual Candlelight at the Ranch is only 2 weeks away now. Visitors will step into a living historic Christmas card with everyone dressed up in Western period clothing on December 7th and 8th at the National Ranching Heritage Center. The event is free to the public with a suggested donation of $5 from each family.